Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. I am so excited to be here with you guys. It's sunny outside and that really changes the mood. It changes the day. I hope that you guys have a little bit of sunshine where you are. It's kind of been weird weather all around, right? Lots of family members sharing like snow in Texas and snow in Idaho, and it's just been constant rain here. So to see the sunshine this morning was such a happy sight. So welcome. I am so excited to be sharing, of course, just a little insight into samples that I made personally, a little show and tell as far as the Kiwi Club. So let me know that you're joining me, say hi, where you're joining from in the comments so I can make sure that it's all well received. Hold on, let me pull those up here. There we go. Oh, thanks, Red. Hi, Red. All right, so if you have the Kiwi Club kit, of course, we always like to encourage you to schedule some time, to make some time in your busy lives to have a little bit of creative R&R, to go and play create with this month's kit. It's really pretty and fun. And if you're not familiar with the Kiwi Club kit or not have subscribed, I still hope that these ideas inspire you one way or the other, that you leave with maybe some ideas for your personal layouts or projects that you might have in the works. So this month's Kiwi Club kit, first off, was the theme, I guess you could say, was beauty and bloom. So I think we're all ready for a little bit of bloom, right? For spring to come. And it was very kind of a nice approach to kind of the February month, a month of love, right? Hope you guys all had a good Valentine's Day as well. But it has this kind of blue, pink, pastel tones. This is, of course, the paper. I'll show you the template. So if you get the paper kit, Kiwi Club, then of course you'll get all the paper and the designer templates that come, or you might just get the designer template kits, but lots of fun ways to use it. This one right here is just some cherry blossoms, and I'll share a little story about that one here in a minute. But you get these really pretty layers. Let me show you how beautiful those layers together. So if you haven't had a chance to pull out your kit, hopefully you do and get inspired not only from the papers, because so much inspiration often is in those designs, but also I want to share with you some ideas that I created that hopefully inspire you as well. So just seeing those layered together here, lots of variations of how you could, of course, combine, and then check out the Kiwi Club monthly PDF to see ways that we utilized those patterns and colors. How many of you guys have actually sat down and used your February Kiwi Club kit yet? I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments. And or if you have what you have planned to use this kit for. So lots of variations as far as title cards go and ways that you can use it. We always try to make sure to keep those pretty diverse as well. So like Friends one. So what I did with my kit is I created two 2-page layouts and a 1-pager. I still had plenty of scraps left over to create a card, but unfortunately I didn't get to those before the PDF had to be produced and uploaded for you guys to see it. So Nancy says, I love the cherry blossoms. Awesome. Not used the kit yet. Good. Okay, let's motivate you in inspiration to utilize the kit. So for this month's kit, let me show you kind of in action. I had these beautiful pictures of my daughters that I just happen to have. I am always surprised when I go through my photo stashes what pictures I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be perfect with this paper. So can you guys see that? So on this one, I really wanted to incorporate a few more pictures. So as you can see, I did 6 on the left here and 2 on the right. So able to do 8, but just kind of highlighting here the designer templates that come in this month's exclusive kit as well. It's a little bit different and in the sense that we created this border to be like a shadow. And so we really created it so that when you design with the border behind, and it layers perfectly with Kiwi Lane 3A, 3B. So that's, you see this border shadow behind, and then you take your little tiny accessories and then layer it on top. So that was new. It was a new feature that we really haven't done with many of our other designer templates, but the kind of thought process behind it was to have you be able to create more of an accessory border, but still have that layback in the back. And I'm so excited for you guys to see some layouts that Debbie designed, which will be another at-home crafting event coming up later this month. And again, you can check out the free PDF, Kiwi Club PDF that you can download from the Idea Book shop. If you're not familiar with that, which is available to everybody, you just go to the shop over at kiwilane.com and then go to Kiwi Club Idea Books. And each month we produce a digital idea book PDF that goes along with samples, pictures, and things like that that you can check out. Somebody said they had pictures of their daughter at Botanical Gardens, which will be very beautiful with that as well. So really having fun with that border, as you can see, just the layering. So it's kind of a layering game. If you love to layer, then you're gonna have a lot of fun with this, but you don't have to do as much layering with even that border per se as I did on this sample that I did. And it's really just pretty general. There's no special little tips and tricks other than just having fun with that border and layering with it is a lot of fun. Now with this other layout that I did want to share a tip with you guys as far as how to add journaling to your scrapbook layouts or videos to your scrapbook layouts using QR codes. And I know I've shared this in the past, and I included a blog link in the description here to a previous blog post that I did about using QR codes and adding them to your layouts or your journaling that can share a video maybe from a memory or an event that you were scrapbooking. But in this case, I used it more for journaling. So let me explain kind of what I did. So this layout I did of my mother the day she was passing away, which was a really tender day. I told myself I was going to cry. I got a lot of the tears out already. But in all seriousness, this was a really hard page to scrapbook. And sometimes we come across those pages and those memories, right? Because life is not always full of rosy moments. There are some trials and tribulations that we go through, but they are still very much part of our story and our journey. And they are very much, there's a story, a lesson, often inside of those moments that we want to share. So I'm just gonna kind of throw through this page for a moment. And first off, I want to point out the border. So in the previous sample, I showed you the border being layered. And on this one, keep it simple. So if you're like, oh, I'm not sure I would like to layer that much, I wanted to point out that border, how clean and soft that look is. And then of course, over here, so let me show you that. So the border, or the template that I used, sorry, I should have had this out already. I used this portrait from one of our past Kiwi Club kids, and instead of doing it as a window, I kept it as a full mat, basically like a background mat. And I just trimmed that down the middle so that where the two pages connect there, it's kind of like its own placemat, matting those 4 pictures there. So on this page, I was able to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures. This page took me probably 3 days because I would start and then the emotions would start stirring and I'd have to walk away to kind of bring back and center myself, and then I would leave it out and I'd come back. But one thing I wanted to point out is that here on the left, where am I? There I am. I did put a QR code, and this QR code, like previous times, would have taken to a video, maybe a memory of that day, like us playing in the park or something, which I explained up in that blog post. But the way I used a QR code for this time was that I used it to journal. And so let me explain that. There was so much that I had to be said about the emotions and the feelings I had on this day. What was happening in this picture right here, where of course it was really hard, and that's a really hard picture, but my sister happened to capture it, but there was so much story behind that picture. And it gets really hard to know how to add all of that journaling to your page and still accommodate like 8 pictures like I just did, right? So what I did is I just recorded a video of me talking. So it's almost like a video journaling for your page. And instead of typing up all of my journaling, I just put my phone up and I just did a video where basically I talked about what was happening in these pictures. I talked about this moment and I shared my personal feelings about it. I shared about what was happening with my dad and being able to watch him from the sideline, to have so much strength and so much faith that I saw him have. And then like, just like pictures like this, like again, there's so much story behind pictures, and I know journaling is a hard topic for some of us because we either are good at it or we're not good at it, or we're not sure how to write it or where to put it, and sometimes it's just too much longer than you have space for on your layout. So I just did the video and I talked about all of these things that I would have naturally maybe wrote up and included in writing on a layout. I talked about this where I took this picture right before. This is right before my mom passed away, and the feeling that happened in that room when she finally passed away, right? And how we felt the spirit of her, the soul of her leave the room in a sense, and that was literally minutes before. So much depth of journaling and so much that is really hard to add to a page. So I thought, how am I going to add all of this? I don't want to forget it, and I don't want future generations to look at these pictures and not really understand the depth and the emotion that is behind each of those pictures and those meanings. So like, as I mentioned, I just recorded a video, and then I did similar to what I shared in that blog post. I uploaded it. You can do it as a like YouTube, and I just keep my videos unlisted. So they're really, again, more for me and my memories. You don't have to publish them. You can keep them as unlisted, which means anybody who has the links can access it. And again, the how-to is up in that link, so make sure to check it out. And basically what it allows is then all you do is you pull up your photo on your phone. You guys, it's really easy. You can do a QR scan, but you can just scan it with your photo thing. Can you guys see that? Right? Oh, let me get that scanned. Okay, and then right here at the top, it pulls up the video. Well, so the background is very similar to what I have now because I just did a video. So I just talked through almost like a journaling vlog or whatever it's called, right? And so I just shared my personal feelings and my personal journaling that maybe I would have written out. And for those of you that have amazing writing skills, you probably could beautifully say it, but when it gets long-winded, sometimes it's just easier to talk it out. So if you find yourself with a memory that has a lot of stories behind it and you're not quite sure how to journaling it, I hope that a video journal maybe will work for you. And it's really nice because, again, it's just this kind of little icon down here on my page that can be scanned. And usually what I do is I just do a little note. I haven't written it in yet. I'll just do like scan for stories behind these photos, or scan to see Madison make a fool of herself if it's like another video memory, right? For whatever project I'm adding those QR codes to. So I just wanted to share that tip with you guys and encourage you to not only think about how you can add journaling when the journaling is needed or appropriate to your pages, whether that is video style journaling or just simply making sure that you write journaling on your pages and your memories, even as simple as a date, right? We've heard this before, but even the dates are so very valuable on a page. And but it also to encourage you to pull out your Kiwi Clubs, to make the time to use them. And if you haven't had a chance, hopefully you check out the craft and schedule. We have fun live crop nights on Friday nights that hopefully inspire you, or the PDF that you can download. Lots of ideas and inspiration that you can scrap lift or use to springboard for your own version for you to create in various different ways. But ultimately also to encourage you, as hard as it is, to also take a moment to document the tender moments, the more emotional moments. It is true therapy in that sense. I felt like I had 3 full therapy sessions because I had to walk away and come back. But ultimately, I'm really grateful that as hard as that was, that I made an effort to push through, and that I can now have this tangible thing that is part of my album, my story, my journey, documented and reported about how tender that moment was, how hard that moment was, and yet how spiritual that moment was. And to feel so much love in that room, documented, right? It's the month of love. And so in loving memory of my mom, I wanted to use this Kiwi Club kit to document those things. On another little insight, before I leave you, I just wanted to share, maybe you guys already heard this or not, but this Kiwi Club kit was actually my daughter, who is an amazing drawer. I asked her, I said, hey, listen, we're thinking of a cherry blossom. Do you feel like you could possibly tackle that? And she's 16, by the way, guys. She hand drew this design that you see here. This was hand drew by my Riley. Now, I decided to do a 1-pager with my scraps. This is Riley when she was just 4 years old. Was it 4 years old? She's 16 now, guys. But this little girl is actually the one who designed these main sheets of patterns, and she hand drew them, and then we scanned them in and of course printed them. So those were all hand drawn and then brought into the file to print. So that was her first one. I just had the idea we wanted cherry blossoms effect, and we were trying to go that route, and she was able to accomplish it. So that was really fun. It's also really fun to pull in some vellum. You'll see that, I think, often in some of the PDFs. I thought vellum was a fun, nice added addition. So if you have vellum in your stash, pull it out and use it with your February Kiwi Club. I felt like vellum was a nice added touch to this kit as well. So, all right, guys, well, enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for our next crafting event. And of course, like always, keep playing, keep creating, and keep connecting. We'll check in with you guys later. Bye now.